Good morning and welcome in, everyone. Before we get into this morning's update, I'd like to go over a quick overview of what is transpiring throughout the market. As we can see, we're a little shaky, but we haven't broken down. We're still within the same consolidatory range. We are, in a sense, teasing a possible reversal. The fact that Bitcoin ended up, which is interesting, in the daily time frame yesterday, Bitcoin was pretty stubborn. It was pretty stubborn. It made a nice move up. We made a new high yesterday, up at about 64,159. And on the open today, or like last night, it's not a terrible position, but we have put ourselves in a spot where it's interesting, because are we building a head and shoulders pattern, or can we break up, push past this 64,000 area, 64,100, and start pushing up universally? Or are we starting to reverse here? That's a question we keep asking ourselves. Same thing with Ethereum. Is Ethereum going to continue up here, push past this 20, what is this right here, 2,500, let's see in real time, 2,579. Can we get back up there and start pushing in, or are we putting in a topping reversal here? It's very difficult to say. I would like to believe the market can continue on a transparent way and start pushing up, as I know a lot of people hold spot positions here. You know, I have spot positions in XRP, XRP healthcare and such, much lower than where it's at now, but still that's irrelevant because we all have positions here. So the way I decided to play this is I took out a small short on Ethereum and Bitcoin, very small. My top side risk is like $27, so I mean, we're talking about change here, but, you know, if you're copy trading, that's something you'll have to live with. So if you don't like things like this, where we try to, you know, put a spot or put a little bit of a position in just in case the market were to roll over, I have stop losses that are nice. We didn't get stopped out of Ethereum last night when it went up to 2,588. My stop loss is up here at like 2,592.22 above the structure. And they're only small 5x trades. The Ethereum trade is less than a $20 risk. The Bitcoin trade's less than about a $13 risk. So if you don't like doing things like that, I highly encourage you not to copy trade me. Sometimes I try to put in a position. I know I'm trading spot on my own, so I'll put in, at times when I used to trade on my own, I put in short positions like this, and then if it rolled over and went above, then I'm happy still because I'm making more on my spot than I'm losing on my leverage. So, but just be aware, if you're copy trading, those are the trades that I have open right now. Overall, we're up better than $260, but if this trade goes backwards, it could bring us down into the 230 range. And I'm okay with that, because then that would mean an increase in this market we're in. So, just something I do from time to time that if you're copy trading, you'll have to deal with. But nonetheless, I don't think anybody should really be copy trading, because I don't prefer leverage. I'm not having as much fun as I wanted to have on it, because there's a lot of exchange issues when it comes to copy trading. When I'm on HOTCOIN and I trade on my own, outside the copy trading, zero of these issues happen. I have none of the issues I have. When I copy trade, all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of problems on the exchange side, and some of you have seen it, some of you haven't. I've definitely seen it. So right now, that's my play. So my stop loss on Ethereum is 2,592.22. My stop loss on Bitcoin 64,400. I'm not doing nothing to it. If it stops me out, it stops me out, and I go home and sleep I sleep peacefully tonight, knowing that if that stops out, we most likely are getting pushed up much higher. But we do have on the stock RSI or the stochastic, we had a double top, so that's interesting on Bitcoin. It's either Bitcoin's going back down near 61,500, or we can complete this little push. Where's this at? Just real quickly, and then we got to get into XRP. But I wanted 64,150 if it wants to try to come up. But we fell outside of this ascending consolidation. That's another reason that I'm like, you know what? I'm going to attempt this. I haven't really tested out the short side of it on HOTCOIN, but it worked much, much better than the longs. And it's unfortunate, but it worked much better disparity. But we'll talk about that at a different time. I don't want to keep talking about that. But XRP at 58.61 cents. It's just like with Ethereum and Bitcoin. We are having an interesting consolidation because we do have this little bit of a channel. But what I want everybody to be aware of is we could have cut off the top resistance area. We might not have to come back to 62 now. Like, this is what ends up happening if you overextend a pattern. So now instead of having that channel formed, now all of a sudden, if we look at it in real time, I mean, did we kind of flip out into something like this, ladies and gentlemen? I'm just being honest. Doesn't it look like we flipped out into something like this? So now instead of being like, oh, 62 cents is the potential resistance, it's looking more like 59.2 if we did make a run up is where we'd be looking now. And this is not invalidated, but if we were to come up to that, this is going to be a different kind of pattern now. We've cut ourselves off with some resistance. So interesting to see at the least, but that is how I would be basing it. And then you'll see why this works out so well. So if it were to break up on XRP, and I love doing this. I love doing this. These are some of my favorite things to do. Whoops. Like right here maybe. Because we'll consolidate. And let's say it just breaks out. It'll push you up to the upper resistance. And then the upper resistance is about 63,138. So if we can hit that upper resistance at 63,138, it'd be fantastic. Sorry, my left eye, as you know, I have keratoconus. And with the brightness outside right now, it's reflecting and it's making my eye water really bad. I have no protection over my cornea. So just something I have to deal with in life. I can't see out of my left eye except a big blur. So, but everything's good. I'm all good. It just, sometimes it becomes a little annoying. This is the worst it's been in a while. So, and then if we drop down, which we still suspect this is probably going to happen, unfortunately, because I'm looking at a much wider inverse head and shoulders. And if that happened, it does call for a retest. See, this is where I'm getting the confliction. I want the market to go up so bad, like I do. But then when I start looking around some of the charts, it's not that they can't break out. It's that it gives us the opportunity where if we get these rejections that, you know, we've got what looks like a solid head formation right here. Now, if you look at it, boom, boom, what's missing? An inverse right arm touchdown. So I'm thinking that if the market were to roll over, and I want it to do the opposite. I would rather it go up. I'd rather eat the $30 on that short that I was talking about when I started. And I'd rather just have better in spot position because it is a minimal risk on the short. And most people that are copy trading me, you're running into problems because you're not copying me exactly. You guys are, instead of like if I open a $100 trade, you're opening a $600 trade. Well, the way I'm betting isn't on if I had a $600 trade open. I'm betting as if there's, like right now, $100 and something on Bitcoin, $100 and something on Ethereum, maybe $200 now on Ethereum. That risk is based on that small amount. It's not based on me having $800 or $1,000 in there. It would be a different risk for me. I would tolerate it different. This is purely if the market were to roll over, which I am hoping within my heart of hearts, we don't have to go that route. FYI. I don't want to go that route. I just see things in the market that make me nervous, but I also see things in the market that make me optimistic. So studying my position base, I said, you know what? Since I'm in this 50-50 protocol right now, small shorts on leverage at 5x that have minimal risk, I have my spot positions that will have maximum return if it does end up going up. And that's the way I decided to attack this particular time frame. Now, what is making me more interested here when you look at the Bitcoin side is we did have a development yesterday. We did have a development yesterday with Bitcoin. And it's the options. It's the options. So, SEC approves option trading on BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF Ibit. And you know what this tells me? They're trying to find exit liquidity. I don't understand why you would approve more options trading when it comes to the Bitcoin ETF. That just brings downside liquidity. I'm telling you, when you bring options trading in, now you give the ability to short the market on the ETF. Now, if you're looking to short the ETF, that's going to put negative pressure on the price of Bitcoin if it goes that route. So the SEC approves option trading on BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF Ibit. The SEC has approved. Man, is that sun bright no matter where I sit, huh? There we go. The SEC has approved the listing and trading of options on BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust, marking a significant milestone for Bitcoin integration and traditional finance. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has just granted approval for the listing and trading of options on BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF for the iShares. So this is what was shared. I think this is pretty interesting. So Securities and Exchange Commission, so this was September 20th, 2024. So self-regulatory organizations, NASDAQ, ISE, LLC, notice of filing of amendment, NOS 4 and 5, an order granting accelerated approval of proposed rule change as modified by amendment NOS 1, 4, and 5, the permit and listing, or permit the listing and trading of options on the iShares Bitcoin Trust. So that's big news. It's big news. It's going to bring a lot of extra liquidity into the Bitcoin market. And unfortunately, you know, when you spot buy the ETF, it means you're betting on it going up. With these options, now people are going to be equally be able to bet the way down. And that is where you get that downside liquidity. And a lot of people are talking about this massive volume that's going to come in, but a lot of people are ignoring the fact that now 50% of the people that might not have been able to go short before, and only the long could benefit, and then people would just wait to go long when it went shorter. Now they have the option here after this approval, and we'll see what kind of liquidity pool that brings them, whether it's positive or negative. So the approved options on the iShares Bitcoin Trust will be physically settled, meaning that when the option is exercised, Bitcoin will be delivered to fulfill the contract. These American-style options can be exercised any time before the expiration date, providing flexibility for traders. According to the SEC, the listing will follow the same rules as options on other exchange-traded funds, including position limits and margin requirements. I'm assuming others will be approved in short order, said Bloomberg senior ETF analyst Eric Balchunas. Huge win for the Bitcoin ETFs as it will attract more liquidity, which will in turn attract more big fish. This is a nice surprise, retiming, but not a shocker, as James Seyfert and I gave 70% odds of approval by the end of May. I mean, that was the SEC highlighted that this approval would allow investors to hedge their positions on Bitcoin using the options market to mitigate the inherently volatility of Bitcoin. The iShares Bitcoin Trust has been the most liquid spot Bitcoin ETF, which helped meet the requirement for trading options. The SEC also emphasized that extensive surveillance mechanisms would be in place to monitor potential market manipulations and ensure orderly time. Ibit is the most liquid spot Bitcoin ETF and the 11th most liquid ETF in the U.S. By average volume, 34,825,921 shares, and 18th largest by average national, 1,246,060,738. Stated the SEC as of May 22nd, 2023, Ibit had approximately 193,956 shareholders. This approval by the SEC continues the trend of expanding regulated financial products based on Bitcoin, pushing it closer to full integration within the global financial system. The ability to trade options as a spot Bitcoin ETF provides new opportunities for institutional investors who wish to engage with the Bitcoin market while maintaining a higher level of risk management. Important note, this is just one stage of the approval. The OCC and the Commodities Future Trading Commission has to approve as well before the officially listed. BITUNIX continued. The other two don't have a clock, so not sure when they'll approve. A big step, no, nonetheless, that the SEC came around. So that was the news with Bitcoin right now. Now, what is Bitcoin going to do off of this news? Like, I personally, I don't know. I could see this going either way. I've played both sides of the market in a sense. And if you want to copy trade with me, understand the inherent risk. No, you know, it's not so if you are copy trading, or if you're considering copy trading, understand the risk. Like, I encourage you not to copy trade, especially if you're at the faint of heart, because I anticipate, you know, some of us will lose money. It's just the way it goes over time, and it depends when you've been following from. Right now, we're up $262. As you can see, we're only 75, what do we have? 75 wins, 66 losses, 53.19 win percentage. 262 is our overall potential here. We're up, but that doesn't mean that every trade is going good. Right now, we're down $3.30, 1.4% on the Ethereum trade. We're down $2.47 or 2.46% on the Bitcoin trade, $234 in margin on the Ethereum trade, which I added a little bit to it when it went up so that it would bring my average down. So it's at least it's in a tolerable spot. Stop loss at 2,592.22, not doing nothing unless it stops me out. And then Bitcoin stop loss is up at 64,400. It's a $12.90 inherent risk. On Ethereum, it's $17.36. Just like I stated this morning, I have about a $30 risk. And then if it were to bust these and go up, I'm okay with that because I have my spot positions in XRP and such. XRP healthcare, and you guys know the rest. I'm not going to get into it. So if this were to pan out and go to the negative, it would bring our plus minus from 262 to about 233, 234, which that's the inherent risk. But if you'd like to copy trade and get on board and, you know, take these moves prior to market moves one way or the other, and, you know, this could be one of those where we don't win. We don't win them all, as you see. We get stopped out sometimes. Almost got stopped out on this one. We managed to hold on to the position by about $3 last night. And then when it came back down, I evened the position out a little bit by adding a tiny bit more. It started out at about $150 or $130 position. So I added about $100 more as it went up towards, when it came back down through after the push up. And it was able to bring ourselves, you know, within it was a more interesting spot. So when it was way up at 2,090, once I realized we weren't going to get stopped out and it came back down to about 2,570 area, or 75.80, I bought a little bit more, and now it brought the average up, but we're still in the negative right now, and we'll see how this pans out. So either way, I want you to have all the information, and if you do want to copy trade, it's in the video description below and or pinned comments. You have to follow me through HOTCOIN, put money into your futures, and then go to search in the copy trading and type in XRP, and my name will pop right up. So, but there's inherent risk, and sometimes I do try to take a position like this, and in my opinion, it's only 50-50 that the market could even reverse back down. But I'm trying to front run what could be, and then that would be a nice gainer. If it doesn't happen, I've limited my risk to just under $30, and I'm okay with that. And if you're not okay with that, I suggest you don't copy trade me. I don't want to hear about it if it goes down, because I never hear about it if I do good. I only hear about it if somebody loses money. So if that's the case and that you can't tolerate a $30 loss, you don't need to be futures trading with me. It's that simple. For me to limit that trade to a $30 risk is phenomenal for what I do for the audience. If I would have done that on my own on both of those, and I was thinking this, they probably would have been a $400 or $500 trade each. And then you're talking about a marginal risk from 30, and then you're talking about 150 to maybe $120 to $150, what I would normally be risking right now. But I don't leverage trade outside of the copy trading at all. So what you see me copy trading is my own risk for copy trading, and that's all I'm willing to do. So if you are copy trading, you're like, oh, I'm going to follow Tom and I'm going to do 10 times what he does on every trade. Big fucking mistake. Huge mistake. You copy trade at 1-to-1. Understand I do not leverage outside of my copy trading. So the little bit of money you see me risking, that's all the risk I have in leverage trading, period. The rest of it is focused on spot. A lot of it's focused on commodities. And you guys had a big warning last week towards the end before the later week push up about you better be in if you're going to be in, or you got to watch for a pullback if we were to get one. You know, I am fully invested in my commodities. I was fortunate enough to be able to cop, get the retracement, and I didn't even wait. I just keep going. We've been doing this with B2 Gold since about $2.30, made over $5,000 in the last month or two. And then with First Majestic, over $600 to $800 already in the last, couple weeks. So it's been a spectacular journey we've had together, and there's always ways to make opportunity. So again, commodities made me all that money. So in my head, if I want to do a $30 risk here, that's what I do. But I keep it transparent. I don't see a long future with the copy trading, especially on HOTCOIN because of the issues. But I'm going to take advantage of it and try to do what I think I want to do. And at least when we go into BITUNIX, once they have the copy trading, I'll be able to see if I can actually copy trade with the audience or not, based on the way people complain or by the way people show support in the good moments. So right now, I could live without copy trading, I'll be honest, but I'm going to do it for the better of the community for now, until I just get fed up with some of the, the emotional standpoints. But for now, I think I caught everybody up with everything. XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, we know where we need to go to break out so we don't have to go short, so that the positioning doesn't have to break down. And after all, I want the market to go long. So just because I have a small short position doesn't mean I want it to happen. I would actually feel a lot better if XRP broke 59.2 and we come on tonight. Well, I won't be on live tonight because the Michigan's game's at 3:30. I'll be at my dad's. And honestly, I'm not going to overextend myself this weekend. I was a little overextended this week. But, you know, I also have to look at my statistics. The statistics this month is the lowest month of support I've had in the entire year. So it just means I need to tone it back a little bit. It means I'm doing too much. So we'll try to find the right combination. And, you know, that's what I'll do. So I appreciate everybody. Consider joining Tom's Army if you appreciate my work. Send a YouTube super chat. It would greatly encourage. You know, when people are paying it forward, it highly encourages me to come on more. When nobody's showing that pay it forward mentality. Some people always do because they're in Tom's Army. But when it goes down, then I modify what I do because I'm only one person. I've only got so much time. So doing this right now, we'll do a short midday before I go to my dad's. And then if I don't hear from all of you, have a blessed Saturday. And then Sunday, I plan on doing a live as normal. Yesterday, I needed to take a break. Julie wasn't feeling too well with her foot. And I had my son, so I decided not to do a live yesterday, and we'll see where we go. So make sure to hit that like button. Have a blessed weekend. Let's hope for a bullish push here, but expect the worst. You know, we're optimistically positive for a push up, but we always expect the worst because we've been stuck below these sections. Hopefully what we'll see today is an XRP break out of this potential. We'll start pushing out. We'll start getting some people feeling pretty interested based on what's going on with the Bitcoin iShares stuff and all this good stuff. And then this was a little bit of falling on XLM. But I don't want to focus on XLM. I just want everybody to see this one last picture before we leave. This is where XRP would have to break over to continue the bullish push. Over 59.2 cents. And then it could start breaking to 63.1. Other than that, if it starts pushing back down and we lose 56.7, we'd have a technical move back down to the 2018 resistance as support. Have a blessed Saturday, blessed Saturday, everybody. And hopefully this update found you well.